All right, y'all. So you already know what time it is. Make sure you like, click, subscribe, do all that good stuff. We about to get into it. All right, we're on another Netflix movie. It's called Fatal Affair with Nia Long and Omar Epps in it. And basically, what this movie is about is a lawyer is caught in a terrifying game of cat and mouse when a drink with an old friend escalates into an obsession that jeopardizes everyone she loves. All right, so right off the bat, it starts off with a couple getting killed, and you know what I'm saying, we have no idea why. You know what I mean? They're just in there by themselves, and then somebody ends up taking out both of them. Hence, now the present day, you have Nia Long, who is at a law firm. You know what I'm saying? She's doing law work. She has her husband, who's standing side by side with her, and she also has a daughter who's going to school and college. So pretty much the spice is gone out of their marriage and things like that, but they're trying to make sure everything's good in the household and everything's cool. But yeah, basically they have a good marriage for the most part. You know what I'm saying? The daughter's in college doing things, um, and she's working at a law firm, and they wanted to get away from the city, so they bought a house in a rural area somewhere. So you know, looks pretty nice or whatever like that. But here we're about to meet our antagonist. So Omar Epps comes out the blue, you know what I'm saying? He's actually ended up working at the same firm at the same time all of a sudden. But really, he has a confession to make that he was following her to try to figure out like, oh man, it's been like 20 years because, you know, they haven't seen each other since college or whatever. And they're catching up, old flames and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much where his role is. So Nia Long's homegirl, Courtney, has been trying to get her to go out, like, you know, just celebrate, you know, have a girls' night out or whatever like that. But she's been brushing her off, telling her she's too busy, but she finally decides to go. And then Omar Epps comes into the situation and, you know, he's like trying to catch up with her and stuff like that. But she ends up offering to ask him if he wants to come for girls' night out too or whatever, you know, just to catch up with old friends and blah, blah, blah. So basically what happens after that is Nia Long and Omar meet up at the location, but her homegirl's not able to come because she dishes out the last minute because she's got work to do. So basically, they're there by themselves. Yep, just her and creepy looking Omar at this point in time. Crazy. So basically, they have a couple of drinks. They go dancing. You know, they feel in the mood. They almost kiss on the dance floor. They basically almost have sex in the bathroom. But then at the last minute, Nia Long decides to think differently about the situation, and they don't do anything in there. So Nia Long goes back to her husband. They find that spice they've been missing, and everything is all gravy. Meanwhile, in the world of Omar Epps, he's actually gone to therapy, and in these therapy sessions, he's talking about everything's good, his career, whatever like that. But the therapist is talking to him about the situation. She says, "Well, you know, every time you was feeling good about stuff, he's like you happen to bring up Deborah." And we're like, "Who is Deborah?" And Deborah was his ex-wife or whatever. But we're not really sure what the reason is for why she continuously brings him up on a traumatizing situation. All right, so at this point, we could kind of see where this is going. Everything's fine with Nia Long, but then Omar shows up out the blue once again. Nia Long's having dinner at her house, and she wants to bring her homegirl Courtney, but she brings a +1. Guess who her +1 is? If you guessed Omar Epps, ding, 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 you win the grand prize. After the dinner, they meet in a private location, and this is the scene where she's trying to tell her to stay away from him, whatever like that. He goes off, and he calls her Deborah by accident. So we're like, what was that about? So Deborah apparently is Omar Epps' ex-wife or whatever like that. So it's a lot of stalking, a lot of this and that going back and forth between each other, trying to figure out whose moves, who's doing what, you know what I mean? Turns out the couple that we seen at the beginning of the movie was Deborah and a guy that she was seeing or whatever like that. And we found out towards the middle of the movie that Omar Epps killed both of them. So yeah, that's what happened there. Nia Long finds out this information towards the end. Courtney gets caught up in the rubble and the entanglement, you know what I mean? And then obviously he called her Deborah because Deborah looks a lot like Nia Long to him, I guess. Like when I seen the beginning, I was like, no, they don't look alike. But it looks alike to him, so that's what he's thinking in his mind. All right, yeah, I'm doing spoilers here, but like towards the end, he ends up killing Scott, who was their daughter's boyfriend or whatever like that, Courtney's boyfriend, the daughter's boyfriend or whatever like that, and then punishing him. I'm thinking to myself, well, if he wants Nia Long all to himself, why would he just kill Scott and just not kill off the husband He just ties the husband and the daughter up and leaves them somewhere. But it's like, if you want to yourself, why don't you just kill all of them? You know what I'm saying? Just have just you and Deborah. I mean, I'm just thinking through the mind of what he was trying to accomplish, but it was like, didn't really make a whole lot of sense to me on that note. Yeah, so basically the people he was closest to, they found out about the killing of his ex-wife or whatever like that. So towards the end of the movie, he attempts to fake a suicide or whatever. He has suicide notes or whatever like that to try to say he's burnt alive. Everybody, they had it on the news. They tried to make it seem like, okay, well, yeah, he's pretty much done. But it was still like 20 minutes left in the movie. So you're thinking to yourself, like, he's not dead. You know what I'm saying? He probably faked it, and which he did. So there's one part in this movie where his stalkerism was crazy. It got to the point where he had sent her a record, like an old school record, and when he was at the table, the part where he called her Deborah or whatever, she had gave the record back, and he ended up smashing the record up, breaking it to pieces or whatever. So at this scene, he's actually in the house where the daughter and the husband are tied up and everything like that, and then she catches him, and then they're just trying to dance or whatever like that. This guy put the entire record back together. I was like, what? Like the record was sliced up in multiple different spots. You could see where the record, the pieces or whatever like that are like put together, and he had like completely shattered it. And it's like, it's funny because like the song plays and it slows down. It's like Buffalo's like, and then it's like, it has that like thing, but it's still playing together, which I thought was pretty much impossible. I'm like, how is this song even playing? Like, this is crazy. All in all, Fatal Affair is a decent, reality thriller. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying? You want to watch it with your girl, cuddle up, or watch it with somebody, or, get together. I mean, it's a decent flick. You know what I'm saying? And it's Nia Long and Omar Epps. You know what I'm saying? What else needs to be said? So there you go. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You know what I mean? It's your boy Slickdeezy out the Heezy, and I'm out of here. Mr. Skitty,